But speaking of the stage, our two players are going to be ready to coming out onto the stage. So let's announce them as they come out to get the next match underway. It is VENGEUR and MAXTER. Hug and a shake rather than just a shake or just ignoring.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful hug between two players that are good friends with each other.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And this match I'm extremely excited to see. Every time I see these players or hear about them about to go head to head, honestly, we know what to expect. It's just going to be some crazy frags across the board. Both of them are going to try and get ahead of each other in terms of the heavy rail plays coming up from MAXTER, the creativity coming up from VENGEUR. But I say creativity, they're both highly high level players in terms of that category, and honestly it's going to be very hard to predict how things are going to go. The champion picks and the map bans are going to be definitely a crucial talking point, which we'll get into live very shortly as both players are just getting set up ready for those picks and bans. But what do you expect before we go into the picks and bans, how things are going to go between the two, and any kind of advantage from one of the two from what we've seen so far this weekend?
I don't believe so. I think VENGEUR right now is maybe in a little bit better shape than MAXTER, because MAXTER, we've seen him lose a couple of games here and there. VENGEUR has really only dropped maps to Rafa, and I think outside of that he's been playing really well. And even versus Rafa, he was playing extremely well, and it was only due to Rafa being in his A+ game and out-aiming VENGEUR that he was able to win that game. So I think if VENGEUR doesn't deviate much from that shape, I think he's a favorite here.
And MAXTER was looking extremely good against Sirius.
They're already going through the picks and bans.
6 earlier, and yet we were cracking on straight away. VENGEUR with a ban on Crucible, MAXTER with the ban on Corrupt to Keep. So it looks like VENGEUR's been selected by Covenant straight away.
Not the Deep Embrace pick by VENGEUR, so I mean we'll get the Deep Embrace regardless. Yeah. So Blood Covenant, Awoken, there's the Deep Embrace for the third map. In Sarnath, and then Exile for the last one. Alright. So they want to start with the Blood Covenant so that they both have a light champion. VENGEUR, I'm not sure what he's going to pick. He plays both with Athena / Nyx Anarchy. So I don't think, maybe he can ban one of them. Okay, decides to ban Anarchy. He's not a fan of playing versus Anarchy, it seems. MAXTER goes with the Athena, so VENGEUR with the Slash.
Yeah, bang on the money there, mate.
Should be probably a Nyx ban coming out from MAXTER. Clutch ban, okay, yeah, the respect ban there. He does not want to go versus the clutch, so VENGEUR, what will he pick? Will he go for the Nyx or will he go for the Ranger? Okay, there's the Nyx. MAXTER, shortly a Ranger or a Doom. Possibly a Strog as well.
Yeah, there is no Corrupt to Keep, so Strog is going to be selected at some point. It looks like he's going to be going with the Ranger. So Deep Embrace, we've seen him use the Slash before, but of course that's been selected on Blood Covenant, so go for the kill ban instead.
So he is fine giving MAXTER the Doom, he's just not fine giving MAXTER the kill. So MAXTER going with the Strog, and it's going to be Strog versus Doom on the Deep Embrace. Sarnath though.
Well, Galen is still available as well. Scale has been banned, that's probably preempted for the XL matchup.
So it has to be, yeah, Visor, okay. Yeah, there's not many counters to Visor right now. Maybe MAXTER can go with a Sorlag. That's a little bit risky. Maybe it's better to leave the Sorlag for Exile, but it can work as well. We'll see what MAXTER wants to pick, and there he goes for the BJ, okay. And we might see a Sorlag here then. I believe VENGEUR maybe has to ban the Sorlag, because there's no other movement champion left in the pool, so a Sorlag ban would be best, but he decides to ban the Galena MAXTER. Is he gonna pick the Sorlag?
He's got a Sorlag and the Death Knight available, so he's just trying to make a decision to what he would like to do. I would assume he would go for the Sorlag. It does make a bit of sense, as he's now had a bit of a fall. He's going to go for the Death Knight instead, which does mean VENGEUR's going to go for
Nobody
the
likes the Sorlag.
Yeah, because Sorlag worked quite well in Exile previously.
Yeah, maybe these players did not agree with that at all. So DK versus Aizen at the last map. I'm a bit surprised that no Sorlag pick by either of these players.
Yeah, I know both players are only too keen with the Sorlag on land with the hitbox, but even then though, it's still quite a good option on XL, so we'll be the Death Knight versus the Aizen. So we are going to be kicking things off on Blood Covenant. It will be the Athena versus the Slash, a nice, heavy, mobile, fast matchup, and then afterwards it will be Awoken for Nyx versus Ranger, and then Deep Embrace for the Strong versus the Doom, and then we'll see how things go if we get to maps number 4 and 5. We have the maps, we have the champions, predictions, mate. What do you think?
I think I'll go map by map. In map number 1, I think the mobility advantage by Wenger should be enough if he does get an early kill and doesn't let MAXTER get away with it. Because it's easier for Slash to get back in the game than it is for Athena. Because Slash can just really abuse that high mobility with HMG. So if MAXTER isn't hitting all the rails, which is also a bit unlikely. I don't know, man. The first map, it's very 50-50, honestly. I would give the advantage to VENGEUR just because of how well his decisions have been today. So map 1 goes to VENGEUR. Map 2, again, very 50-50. I'll give the advantage to VENGEUR in that one because of the Nyx. It has the best ability in the game.
Of course.
And third, I'll give the third. It's VENGEUR best map. It seems that I cannot predict against VENGEUR today. I don't know what's happening.
I don't blame you.
Okay, I'll say 3-0 for VENGEUR. Yeah, I think it's 50-50 every map, but I still end up on a 3-0 for VENGEUR. I don't know.
Yeah, a bit of a question mark. I don't know. I'd probably say 3-1 for VENGEUR here. And
have we been right once yet? Today? Today I think we've missed every single prediction. I mean, I can predict the champions, but I cannot predict the outcome.
Yeah, I think we predicted Razy against Saigib, but that's literally been about it. That's probably the only prediction without the scoreline we're ever going to get right. And you got to remember, VENGEUR has literally just come off a tournament match against Rafa on Blood Covenant, so he probably has a good idea of what he would like to do and maybe do things a little bit differently. We know Rafa and MAXTER play almost entirely different styles in terms of how they like to perform, but we'll see what VENGEUR is going to be able to do on Blood Covenant this time round compared to how we were playing against Rafa in the upper bracket semis earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And the Athena really favors MAXTER's playstyle. He will be trying to get that rail as soon as possible and then really abuse the verticality and try to go for as many rail shots as he can. And VENGEUR will be trying to be using more of the HMG and the LG and the slash speed. Probably not going to try and go for many rail angles. Usually in this matchup I expect VENGEUR to be the one playing the Athena, but MAXTER stealing it away from him.
Yep, he certainly did. Just going for the bans as well. They had to keep the ban straight away. Clutch was banned. That was more of a, as you mentioned rightly, a respect ban. He doesn't really want to deal with anything of those kind of 50-50 matchups, depending on how he's going to be able to go through it. Even the kill ban by VENGEUR, you'll see, not a big fan. So it was too much of a surprise when that scale ban was to more preemptively for Exile to Galena ban as well, the Death Knight versus the Eisen. So, you know, we both agree it'll probably be in VENGEUR's favour, 3-0 or 3-1. And if you guys remember, MAXTER was actually the player who won KeenCon last year against Razy in the grand finals, and now he's trying to stay alive and make it into the top 4. This is for a place in the top 4 in the in the lower bracket semis. And VENGEUR, well, both these players, so to speak, have a long road ahead of him today. So it's all about that stamina game. And
despite us predictions being like 3-0 and 3-1, this matchup is not like a 90 to 10% in favor of VENGEUR. It's more like 55-45 at most. And it's only because VENGEUR, we've seen VENGEUR play today already. He seems in really good shape, and we haven't seen MAXTER play yet. That's it.
Yeah, we've not seen MAXTER play at all so far. The only time, well, the last time I saw him play was against Sirius for top 6, as it was one of our final matches last night, and he was so dominant. Like, not just scoreline wise, he barely gave any frags away. Like, he was just, it looked like he was playing ranked, honestly. The way he was doing it, it was just crazy how well he was performing. So we'll have to see if it's going to continue on today from last night. And it's just extremely excited to see just these two go ahead with their creativity and the risks they like to perform, especially in this first matchup on Blood Covenant between the Slash and the Athena.
Yeah, and as we can see, guys, players are just finishing up some things, setting up some things so we can get underway. It's not us, we promise, we're not holding them up.
Yeah, I'd love to have a bump to start the game, but yeah, that's never going to happen. Not gonna happen, as you rightly said. We will get underway very shortly, and I'm just very curious to see how this first map's gonna pan out. Do you feel like, in terms of How they're going to go into it? Do you reckon they're going to start things slow, get a feeling of each other in terms of how to adapt until they, one of them does get a lot more of the item control? Or do you think it's going to go all out straight away?
VENGEUR just has to set the speed that he wants to play at really quickly. If he spawns in if he starts at the rail, he needs to make his way back to the rocket launcher and try to go for rails on the Mega immediately. If he starts on the Mega side, he needs to go for the machine gun and put pressure on MAXTER immediately. If he starts it slow, MAXTER can start to edge away. So I believe VENGEUR should start really fast, really strong from the get-go if he wants to win this game.
The spawns are going to be extremely important. For VENGEUR, in his mind, it's going to be about denying him that rail. We know he's going to play that rail-heavy game. He does it on the majority of the maps anyways, what he's known for. We'll have to see how he's going to take it from there, because the heavy machine gun will also be available on the opposite side of the map. Little things we're going to have to discuss here, but your thoughts on this first map? Just, I know you said that, yeah, it looks like from VENGEUR's perspective, he seems to be pretty good. He seems to be performing quite well, even though he lost 3-0 to Rafa earlier, still seems to be quite consistent. But against MAXTER though, entirely different player in terms of how he's going to have to adapt to.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to whether MAXTER can hit his shot or not, because we know MAXTER is very good at setting up for his shots, and when he's hitting them, it seems impossible for anyone to stop. So VENGEUR is going to have to be at the same shape that he was right now versus Rafa, potentially even better, because the only thing that was really missing on his gameplay versus Rafa was hitting more shots.
Yeah, and we was expecting that from him as well, but he had the opportunities in map 2 and 3 earlier in the upper bracket semi-finals. I wouldn't say he threw it away, it was just very small, minimal errors, which kind of just added up for Rafa to then just walk away with that lead. And they could meet Rafa again later on in that grand finals or lower bracket finals, depending on how Razy is going to do in the upper bracket final against Rafa later on. And while we're waiting for the game, just to let you guys know, you guys can still contribute to our GoFundMe. We've got 5 different milestones. The lovely guys over at Aster Esports have added their own jersey to the pool. We've already hit the €750 mark, and it goes from I think 1,000, 1,250, 1,500, and then we've got 2,000. We have the KeenCon jersey already been given out. We've got the Cactus Damage, the Aster jersey, the 40 Gods one, and Liquid jersey. So make sure you all jump in and donate via Twitter or in Twitch chat. And hello chat, I hope you guys have been enjoying KeenCon so far. It's been phenomenal, some of the plays we've seen, the upsets we've had. As we're now in day number 3, and this is going to be a spot for top 4 between VENGEUR and MAXTER.
VENGEUR already is trying to start very strong, trying to get close to MAXTER. MAXTER forced to use both of the routes, one for the rail and one to get to get away from Razy, from VENGEUR even. Different MAXTER. VENGEUR waiting for MAXTER to go up the jump path. MAXTER just waiting to hear a sound cue from VENGEUR. Why do I keep calling him Razy? I know they're teammates, but I'm just really excited to see Razy later on, I guess.
Don't blame me, mate. So am I. Very slow start between the two, but now VENGEUR trying to dictate the pace a little bit. Do you like my broken English?
Must be hard not being a native.
It is difficult. Trust me, my Romanian's even worse, so I'm not even going to go into that. As now, he's going to go for the TP, catching that first rail, and gets in with that second rocket. Uses the trail, but MAXTER does get away, but how long for catches him as he drops down for that health bubble, and that's going to be it. Great start from VENGEUR with the first frag.
And now VENGEUR's ability to deny that trail. He doesn't need to pick it up, he's just here to deny it from MAXTER, as he knows MAXTER will be needing it a lot.
Rubí peeking, testing him, yeah.
Just really testing him. We know MAXTER. Oh, whoa, MAXTER is coming in straight right off the bat, and VENGEUR not expecting the speed with MAXTER's hooks right on his face. And then another one, MAXTER trying to hit, but oh my god, VENGEUR's HMG. Great accuracy.
Huge plays being whipped out from both players. As we're now 2 minutes in, VENGEUR with that lead, and the items are pretty much identical, just a couple of tenths a second on that Mega. Mega now waiting for him, still just Ferrari peeking round a couple of his corners, just tease him a little bit to fire that rail, but it's actually now Or sticking to heavy machine gun in case he does it again, but now back to the rail. He hasn't got the LG, hasn't got the rockets, hasn't got the tri-bolt either. So now he's going to be collecting the weapons in his arsenal, gets the rockets, gets the heavy, and now the items are delayed, just only by a little bit though.
MAXTER is ready for that trail. MAXTER's gonna be able to get it, but no, that was all a bait, and he comes close to VENGEUR. VENGEUR, good rockets, but MAXTER shot, and that was an amazing play by MAXTER. Just completely baited him out with the fake jump to the rail to hook into him. What a play. As we were talking about earlier before the game, the creativity of MAXTER shining through right here.
It's the first rail, one more will do it, but MAXTER does manage to get away. Sorry, VENGEUR does manage to get away rather, as MAXTER's still holding high ground. He's in position to catch that first round. So important, back to back, and now 3.5 minutes in, MAXTER takes
very low though.
lead, but he's so low, you're right, as he's now gonna hook away. Managed to do so. We'll have to give up the mega, but he's gonna be fine with that. Gentleman's agreement here for these items. But looking at just picking up that health bubble, just to be a little bit proactive before picking up the heavy.
Still a very close game. Items are completely in favor of no one. Yeah. Both players are playing at a much slower pace than I thought they would, which is the pace kind of favors MAXTER's game style. VENGEUR wants to try to find a chance to speed up the pace, but every time he does so, MAXTER just lands a couple of shots, and VENGEUR is left licking his wounds at MAXTER. Connects with yet another rail for his 4th frag.
You are correct though, it's been a little bit quiet here and there. Tickles him with a tri-bolt, diving on in with the LG, the stacks are almost equal, but VENGEUR comes in with the rockets from above. And now just that 1 frag deficit closing the gap, as he now goes back around, picks up the lights, and both fighters will be coming up momentarily. He's going to be having his main priority on the mega.
Actually picking up the heavy, both items picked at the exact same time, so no delay there. There might be a swap of the items in the next rotation. For now, VENGEUR just trying to use the sound cues to try and bait out MAXTER so he can connect with the rail, and there's the rail. He's gonna go in. MAXTER already. VENGEUR uses a couple of rockets in the hook. MAXTER's hook have been extremely creative today.
He has been, and both of them are really, so I'm sure some players at home will be taking note.
Pushed by VENGEUR, but getting hit with the rail might means that he misses out on the mega as well. It's a high risk, high reward gameplay, and it did not favor him.
Oh, good first rail, but VENGEUR.
Nice.
But the rail
Barely staying alive.
Yeah, the rail return from MAXTER just means that he can't do anything besides survive.
Kind of close here. Doesn't want to add a 5th frag to MAXTER's name, having to rotate back around once again. 4 minutes left remaining almost, as the heavy's been picked up straight away. Mega's up in the next couple of seconds. MAXTER will be able to get in position for it. He's actually just going to go straight forward.
Oh,
it's going to leave Mega with nothing.
The rocket hit him in the face. Great rocket by VENGEUR, but it was a rocket before the item, so ends up not meaning that much regardless.
Both players missed their rails. More fortunate for VENGEUR really on his part. MAXTER just biding his time. VENGEUR being very patient, quite disciplined, but even though he gets the rail return, he had to back away instantly. So now the items still only a little bit segregated by about 4 or 5 seconds.
MAXTER just running away. I think he needs more rail ammunition, so VENGEUR wondering why he's leaving. Heavy coming up in a few seconds. So far had the position for most of the last 2 minutes. Now he forfeited the position to VENGEUR, and VENGEUR might be able to punish him on this heavy if he has timing. It seems like he does. There's 1 rail. Taking a lot of damage, so he's just gonna evacuate, get the mega, and try to get some armor right after.
Yeah, that was a lot of tri-bolt damage considering the position VENGEUR's in. It's not the easiest of angles.
Stacks now a little bit in favor of VENGEUR. MAXTER coming through the DP, but deciding not to at the last second. Does manage to avoid most of that rocket damage. VENGEUR finding MAXTER completely ready for it, and again another very creative hook to get that kill.
So he baited him for it, picked up the light and then just stood there waiting for the drop down, and that's perfectly timed, perfectly planned. So we haven't really got too much time left here, but because VENGEUR has the slash, he's got plenty more opportunities or wide variety of strategies he can now employ to try and take down MAXTER in these next couple of minutes here, but still got both hooks. He does get into a spot of bother. Did take that first rail, but a good amount of damage from the rocket. We're using that first to try and get away, but that was perfectly placed there by VENGEUR. That's twice he's actually taken him down around the heavy machine gun stairs. Only one more to tie this up. Maybe even potentially take it to sudden death depending on how this game goes.
Yeah, the problem for MAXTER is that if any of the kills, if he doesn't spawn in the place that he wants, if VENGEUR manages to force the spawn, it's going to be very hard for MAXTER because VENGEUR can get right beside him in 1 second. Nice bait by VENGEUR. Let's see if MAXTER bites. Oh, and MAXTER, he smells him up.
Look at the damage he did to that tri-bolt as well.
Very nice.
Fair play to him just to check that angle. It's not an angle most people normally assume is there. That's why you tri-bolt in the other areas, but Mega has been picked up. The item's still about 4 seconds apart.
That's why we say MAXTER is defensively is one of the best players. He just does not make mistakes. He doesn't go into an area if he doesn't know it's safe. And even there, with a very uncommon trap, he managed to sniff it out and know exactly where VENGEUR was. And VENGEUR is trying to get close distance once again. He wants to kill. He's just standing down the same place. But Heavy and Mega are about to spawn. VENGEUR, he knows he can't just go for one of them because MAXTER will try to get the other. He does decide to go for the Heavy, deeming it more important. He knows MAXTER is going to get the Mega. Can he do a rail? Yep, he hits the rail. So he knows this is the time now to get the kill. He's going to try to chase him and he hits. MAXTER is very low. VENGEUR, he has the ability up. Can he get the kill? He dropped onto MAXTER's shaft and MAXTER wins the fight. That's going to give him the first map.
That was so risky. I think he was hoping with the speed he was going at, it wouldn't be kept at a height, but still managed to catch him in the LG. But well played from MAXTER to be able to maintain that lead, and he will take the first map 6-4. Crazy stuff how slow-paced the game was. They were being very surgical with some of the decisions they were making, and we're going to now check the stats between the two. Only 15 items there from VENGEUR and 19 from MAXTER. Like, it's almost the same, 16 from VENGEUR, 12 from MAXTER. But look at that, 54% rail, 56% LG. It's a slash.
And VENGEUR is in the 30s with both. I think that's where VENGEUR is mostly faulting today, is his mechanical side. He's not really hitting the shots he normally hits, both with the LG and with the rail, and that costed him versus Rafa. It's costing him versus MAXTER as well. Because decision-wise, VENGEUR is actually playing pretty well all around. But a lot of those fights that he missed were MAXTER being extremely creative with his hooks. Yeah, VENGEUR probably not happy with his aim side of things.
And to check that rocket position as well with the tri-bolt, he went straight past with a rocket with his back turned, and that would just have been another frag.
I love this play by MAXTER. There's that hook going up, just making.
He's like, you baiting.
Yes.
Baiting him. Oh dear it. Both of them were getting a little bit flustered. I think that's probably the nicest way of putting it. So that by coming, we saw MAXTER take that first game, and then we'll be going over to Awoken. We saw the clutch band, and it will be the Knicks versus the Rangers coming up next.
Yeah, exactly. That map is going to be pretty entertaining. I favor the Knicks a little bit, but you know, Ranger is one of the best champions in the game. If Ranger managed to get the lead versus Knicks, it's going to be hard for the Knicks to get back into the game, because the gravitical chronometers on that map are in a very select positions. However, if the Knicks has managed to get the lead, she can just disappear as well.
Just be another nuisance.
Yes.
A
nuisance, if you will.
Again, just the nicest term possible. I'm sure there's other words to explain, but yeah, we won't say that here. As we now get prepared for Awoken, Knicks versus the Ranger.
Prepare to fight.
Let's see what MAXTER is going to do here. See if it can extend the series or VENGEUR will tie things up one apiece. The last 4 maps, VENGEUR hasn't taken a map yet between Rafa and MAXTER. Let's see if we can put a change to that, because it's must be getting a little bit either frustrating or more demoralising.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been so close.
And it's not like he's playing bad either. He just
no, not at all.
Decision-making wise, it's some of the best gameplay I've seen from VENGEUR. He's just missing a few shots here and there, which would make a lot of the difference. And we're seeing MAXTER already has the railgun, trying to find the shot onto VENGEUR, tries to spam it out, doesn't quite get it done. But next set of major items is about to spawn. MAXTER is in a good position to do some damage onto the heavy.
Speaking of the heavy, that has been picked up. Using the timing for it as well as the Mega.
I don't think they've done any bit of damage at each other just yet. Oh, MAXTER being very sneaky. Surely a trap. Oh, great damage by VENGEUR. Using the double jump just to get a little bit of rocket damage there. I would not be surprised if VENGEUR tries to go for an aggressive ghost swap. Oh, he just goes up the jump and is like, I don't care if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you and that's gonna hurt.
Gonna jump up top mid. And he's been picked up, but Max has picked up the Mega. Now just picking up the light. 15 in. Nothing too much to say as of yet. Just a few mind games here and there, trying to get some element of positional advantage. And MAXTER now just rotating back around. Our teams are coming up soon. VENGEUR with his back turned.
I thought that was
could have been a good
him.
rocket. Yeah, sadly it did hit just a curve, but Goopy coming in with the orb, just faking it, and VENGEUR just still checking out that position. Hits a very important rail. VENGEUR does get the heavy, but MAXTER has the stack advantage with another great rail. Looking to rotate back around, finds him, uses that tribot straight away to try and get him out of that corner with the pretend rocket jump. I like that as well. Just you can see VENGEUR straight away just checking that angle. He's still not moving out of position. Using the ghost. Oh, does get away, but finds him top mid. Oh, that would have been such an important rail. VENGEUR somehow able to get away. And look at him, man.
You almost got the frag as well. How did VENGEUR even manage to stay alive? Not just stay alive, but do so much damage to MAXTER that he almost gets the frag. And MAXTER is still railable right now. He's forced to rocket jump just to get the Mega. I have no idea how VENGEUR managed to get it, to do all of that with nothing.
Crazy what he can do defensively as well, but we know MAXTER is equally as good in that department. Still no frag, so we're approaching the 3-minute mark. And again, both items only about a second apart. Using the orb to then approach the heavy. He's trying to see if he can find what VENGEUR is up to whilst he goes for it. He actually drops down. Tickets him a little bit with the tri-bolt. Maybe have to tag him here as he goes for the Mega. Beautiful stuff from MAXTER. Looking for another. Just catches him at the choke point. Now rotates back around. MAXTER with that top mid control and pick up the light. Back to his default stack. VENGEUR with only the slightest of stack advantages. And now finally the items are heavily segregated by about 9 or 10 seconds. He's now both going to try and challenge the top mid control. And he's just standing his ground. The heavy's been up for quite a few seconds now as MAXTER just again just holding that angle. Realises he's gone back down below, heading straight.
MAXTER's just
around,
waiting.
still just waiting.
Oh, I like this by MAXTER, but I don't think he's going to be able to get the Mega. It was just a bait. Almost worked. I think he probably thought that he could get to both at the time, but definitely not great rocket by MAXTER. Can he do any more bits of damage onto VENGEUR? There's the rail. Now MAXTER's gonna try to bring the pressure.
Close, but comes in from behind with the LG Ghost Walk.
Surely
initiated, but he waited for him to make that. Oh, my goodness! And VENGEUR with that return rail, a crucial rail to keep himself alive. As now the stacks were equalised, but now he has picked up the Mega and just heading straight for the heavy. He hits him with the rail, but
very important by VENGEUR. Because MAXTER was about to get both major items. VENGEUR needed to do some damage to keep himself in the game, and after this damage, the stacks are even again. And MAXTER's running out of ammo. Needs to go back.
He has only got one rocket left in the chamber.
We haven't really seen much action. Both players trying to play a very long-range tactical game, and none is really getting away with it. Now MAXTER has a chance once again to get both major items. VENGEUR already trying. Oh, I love this by MAXTER.
Nice.
That's great, but it didn't work out at all.
No.
Very creative. we really like to see these kind of moves, but VENGEUR seems to always have some sort of response to it.
5-minute warning.
However, this time VENGEUR does not have the ghost walk after this light pickup. MAXTER will be pushing the Mega. He decides, okay, I can't push through here. I know where he is, and I don't even have the rocket, so he has to pick up the rocket launcher once again to give himself more ammo. Heavy's gonna be up soon. VENGEUR trying to get himself in position to do damage. And there's another rail by VENGEUR. He's playing the long range game really well.
That light, crucial shot from both players. The trades have been ridiculous, and I think this is probably the longest time I've ever seen an Awoken game not go to
Any
a
kind
frag
of...
to any player, and he's got oh, he left on 7 HP. He's going to try to orb in for the Mega with this time it right. He decides not to go ahead.
VENGEUR has to make a move. He's gonna pick up this heavy. I think he should make a move before even picking up the heavy.
But I suppose if he went for him, then he's going to get a heavy spawn. So he's just worrying about what is going to happen straight afterwards with the potential trade,
Probably
depending on his defense.
An offensive ghost walk right now would be perfect by VENGEUR. He's taking a long time. Let's see. MAXTER knows exactly what he wants to do. He cannot waste more than 5 seconds or the orb is going to be back up. And I think that now VENGEUR probably believes, okay, the orb is back up. I kind of missed my opportunity. MAXTER goes through at the Mega. That is insane by MAXTER. An incredibly risky move that might result in his death. Somehow doesn't.
I love that as well from MAXTER. As he realised he went to the tri-bolt, he won't be able to switch back to the rail in time to catch him as he jumps back over.
Have you seen any of these players use LG once yet?
That's a good question.
I don't think they have used LG once in this game. VENGEUR now has a chance to finally get a kill as MAXTER is very low HP. He might have to rocket jump out of here, but he doesn't really know where to rocket jump to. So he's just gonna sneak. Oh. VENGEUR finds him out, but still no kill. Good rocket by MAXTER again.
Yeah.
MAXTER has been surviving on miracles. And again, there's another opportunity for VENGEUR. Is he gonna chase this? Right before the Mega, he has time to do it.
But it's not like VENGEUR's hesitating though. Good rail from VENGEUR. He finishes in with the shoddy. It only took nearly 7.5 minutes on Awoken, but finally there's a frag on the board.
He had a ghost walk
on top, and he could have used that ghost walk to get away. And still, MAXTER does have that orb, but he's just looking to recover. Mega's up in 15 seconds, looking to try to get any scraps around the map, gets the light, gets the health bubbles as well. And look at it, just goes in and tries to take that risk. Ghost walk initiated by VENGEUR. Now going to dive on in, going to chase him down with TP, and that is now going to be a frag for VENGEUR. Takes the lead again.
I think MAXTER probably believed there was no ghost walk from VENGEUR because he didn't use it in the last fight. So he's probably thinking, if I do something now, he still doesn't have the ghost walk. But VENGEUR, he just, I guess, forgot he used the ghost walk in the last fight. But the execution from VENGEUR has still not been on. That last fight was his take. And he even had the ghost walk. And he didn't use it. But still, he's winning. 1 minute to go. MAXTER, out of control now, does not have the weapons he wants to have. So VENGEUR just keeping position. Oh, MAXTER coming in! VENGEUR going with the rail! Oh, this is such a tense fight.
That health bubble, but managed to stay alive using the ghost walk.
Oh no.
I was going to let him get it. He's going to go for the rail. Takes it down, and now he's up by 2 frags. Minute 10. Honestly, the creativity between these two players, this is what we expected and more. As now there's only a minute left remaining. MAXTER with a slight stack advantage. 5 seconds until the Mega. VENGEUR may have to give up this Mega depending on the situation here, as he's looking just to get a little bit of info. Finds the info he requires. Now going through the TP. MAXTER needs to go on the chase.
VENGEUR just trying to get his ghost walk back up, but he knows MAXTER is protecting all the gravitical chronometers. 40 seconds to go. There's the ghost walk back up. He's about to be up, and VENGEUR just trying to avoid MAXTER. He doesn't even try to shoot the rail at the at the rocket jump. He knows that he just needs to survive. He might have to use the ghost walk now. He's holding out that ghost walk for dear life. He won't use it until he absolutely has to, and now he decides, I'll use the ghost walk, get the mega, and I won the game.
Yeah.
That's it. Great play by VENGEUR. Despite his mechanical side not being completely on, he still finds a way with his creativity to topple up MAXTER's own insane creativity and win the second map and bring us back to a reset best of 3 basically.
Yeah.
What a game.
Pretty much. Honestly, yeah, that was just incredible. Some of the stuff MAXTER was doing in the orb, how VENGEUR was able to come back in that matchup and look, just go through the stats.
68% railgun. Drum is not going to be happy seeing that.
even against a medium champion, that is just crazy in itself. We are going to go for the replays. Probably not too many replays considering we saw a few frags, but they were
the replays are not even frags.
Amazing to see. Yeah, every single one of them was incredible. I think this is for the shoddy, this is the cleanup. Yeah, it was. But honestly, this is why I love seeing these two play. Every time we witness these two go up against each other, which isn't really too often,
this frag.
We see some crazy frags in itself. It's just another time where he probably should have used the Ghost Walk, and you could tell, he's saying, why didn't I use the Ghost? Why didn't I use it? But maybe he felt like he was at a tiny or slight edge in terms
that
of
was so risky. That rail fight, because if MAXTER hits the shot, VENGEUR's dead, because MAXTER will have the shot up first due to the Ghost Walk having a delay after you use the ability that you can shoot. But VENGEUR believing in himself, and he gets his first map win.
He does, and that's going to be the Doom versus the Strong in map number 3.
Yep.
I can't believe we it took just over 7 minutes 20 for the first frag, and how things just went so chaotic and so much mayhem occurring with the display of enthusiasm they were showing to the ways they were trying to secure some of those frags. It was just again, can't knock it. Just such a great watch overall.
It's just pure creativity. It wasn't like they were timing better than the others. They were hitting more shots. They were aiming better. It was just pure creativity match. Just what we love to see, really.
So if you're just joining us, map number 3 in this best of 5 between VENGEUR and MAXTER. This is for a spot in the top 4 in the lower bracket semi-finals. And now we're going to head into one of VENGEUR's better maps, or best maps, so to speak. Deep Embrace. So now, VENGEUR with the Doom and MAXTER with the Strog. Let's see what's going to happen.
That's a good start from VENGEUR. Just getting that rail. Wasted peeker there by MAXTER. At least he doesn't get railed and does some tribal damage, so not all that bad. VENGEUR will be trying to hit a couple of the rails, and I love how MAXTER is such a... Oh, MAXTER very aggressive. He might get the first kill. VENGEUR trying to survive. Oh, he misses the jump. Can he get to the twin bubbles in time? He does. He gets them. He's okay again, but MAXTER now has a railgun of his own, I believe.
Went a little bit pear-shaped.
Can he find
Could have been a lot worse, but that was a good first rail. And now he has a very good stack lead. The tickle from the tri-bomb, he's going to push on in. He got there just in time before he got pushed away by the LG.
Well, MAXTER is always ready for what VENGEUR wants to do. It's the second time that VENGEUR is allowed to make that jump to the 25 HP bubble. And allowed is allowed.
Coming up with a peek out. Thanks to make that fake rotation around. Mega has been picked up by MAXTER, so the items now about 3 seconds apart. VENGEUR is the one with the positional advantage, but hasn't got the information needed to try and put some pressure onto MAXTER. Finds him directly underneath him.
I think
but
MAXTER knows
he has found him. Good rocket damage count from MAXTER, but good return from VENGEUR as well. But is it railable? So can continue trying to chop him down, but it looks like MAXTER is going to be the one doing that instead. MAXTER without the push, he knows because VENGEUR realises, but yes, he's going to prioritise the heavy instead. And when we catch him as he goes towards that light, good rockets coming out from VENGEUR. Waiting to go through the TP, but instead actually just decides to peek towards the murder hole. Still doesn't find him. He has got Tom with control again. Let's see what he can do with the peeker. Not too much, but it gives a good rail though, mind you. Left MAXTER extremely weak.
VENGEUR knows MAXTER is low, but he cannot afford to just drop onto him because now, with a little bit of armor, he might be trying to get the kill before the major items are up. It wouldn't be a bad choice, but he hears the light armor being picked up and realizes that window is gone, so he's just gonna let Maxter get the mega, pick up the heavy, and get back in the top position. He misses another jump, but this time around it works in his favor because Maxter expected him to make the jump. He actually has the rail out and picked the wrong weapon. A lot of damage done there by VENGEUR. Surely after this light armor, he knows that light armor is the bottom one, so he can push onto Maxter. He has cornered himself in that side of the map. Can he find the angle? He knows where Maxter is. Do any damage to the brain? Nope. No damage yet. And Maxter, he is right there, but VENGEUR can't really hit him. And Maxter just pushes straight onto him. Both players, very low HP. Who can actually get the first kill? And VENGEUR, a flick of the wrist, gets the rail off.
And he's picked up the mega and the light boot. So Heavy will be up in 14 seconds. It took a while, but finally managed to get that first frag. The Pika being such a pain. Got a fair amount of damage out of him. Still alive.
And
he's still going in and
my
did all
God.
that damage with the Pika straight afterwards. Does put it the most effective Pika we've seen.
For sure.
The entirety of the weekend.
The most
Not
annoying
even
Pika we've
close.
seen. He's gonna be waiting here for 8 seconds. There's no way Maxter is getting here on time, and what a rail by Maxter. A missed time by the Italian player, giving Maxter all the momentum and an opportunity to hit a wonderful rail. As we know, he doesn't really miss those.
All that damage by the Pika. And of course, waiting around for that mega and it's incredible drive-by rail from Maxter, just creating his own show wheel at this point. So now it's just going to be waiting for Heavy. He has time to get to the mega, contest it, but it's not going to do VENGEUR any favours with that rail. Not going to do as much damage as it did last time, but another great rail again from Maxter, just continuing on back to back and flaring up on the server massively. VENGEUR is above.
Yes,
looking to try and contest the mega a little bit, but he's going to have to
just go and get
keep
the rail.
away. Yeah.
Oh, he can't even get the rail. He's moving his movement a little bit, and now he gets some armor, but there's another rail in the back by Maxter. Maxter not letting VENGEUR go. Closes out, gets his third frag of the game. And now, gonna get ready for the mega. Spawning next. VENGEUR here with no, not even a weapon. Getting a little bit frustrated with all the rails that Maxter. Look at the peeker by Maxter. Once again, maximum damage peeker. Yeah, both Maxter's rails and his peeker usage have been phenomenal. VENGEUR does have a chance to do some damage, and Maxter switches to the rail close range because he knows, oh my God, a rocket at that against the Doom is not the best. And VENGEUR used it.
He's just trying to stay alive, but the rocket's a grip on VENGEUR. Oh my God, the mid-air rocket coming out from Maxter. Do you know what? I shouldn't be surprised with some of the antics Maxter comes out with, but
I mean, VENGEUR even smiled at that air rocket. What a wonderful shot by Maxter. And now 6-1, 4 minutes to go. Maxter trying to extend his lead. VENGEUR, okay, doing a bit of damage. Finally another peeker usage. What? Another peeker frag by VENGEUR, by Maxter. I think peeker has got more frags than Maxter has with the weapons. Okay, VENGEUR finally getting a little bit of a revenge.
Pika's been the MVP of this map, but it's not even close.
Pretty much.
So, a few minutes in, VENGEUR's able to calm Maxter down a little bit. Does have an LG. He's going to do what he can with the rockets and the rail. He doesn't know exactly where he is, misses the first rail. Nice little bit of tri-bolt damage here from Maxter.
He needs to start hitting these shots that he sets up for. His execution hasn't really been on a lot of these games. He's missing the peeker. The peeker has got to be the VENGEUR's life. Mega goes for Maxter, Heavy goes for VENGEUR, and now it's VENGEUR's time. He has 5 frags to do. 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes. He cannot afford to miss anymore. There's some damage. Well, it's guaranteed damage. Should be able to get this kill. There's a rocket, not quite getting it. Can he get the kill onto Maxter? Might be step to shoot through the... No, he shoots himself! Oh, no!
Oh,
He dies here, it's game over, and he hits the rail. Okay.
Hits hits him again with the spawn rail. Now's his time to put a little bit more pressure on. Vega's up in the next seconds. Heavy's already up now as well. Hits him with the rail once again. This is going to be potentially a great comeback here from VENGEUR. He's got the morale required and the momentum to go down top mid now to continue piling on pressure. And he's trying to do what he can. Hits the peaker finally. Going to drop down to TP. Goes back top mid. And now just keeping the pressure on once again with his map presence and just his location.
Risky now. He might have to drop right onto MAXTER. Where is MAXTER? He doesn't find him. Oh, he almost gets that shot. 2 minutes to go. 3 frags. MAXTER still being really annoying in that drive. VENGEUR, now it's time. He has to execute. Still has the position. He knows MAXTER doesn't have all the weapons that he wants. He's waiting for MAXTER to go for the rail so that he can try and bait him into an easy fight. MAXTER not really taking the bait just yet. Rock miss by VENGEUR. He just lost position on the heavy. He's gonna allow MAXTER to get the rail as well. He does, and MAXTER already making him pay for that. And yet another picker by MAXTER. Okay, I like this. He's gonna get the heavy. He might be able to push for an LG fight. He has the rail out though. And he's not hitting. Lethal. VENGEUR is just not hitting the shots.
Oh no, this is crazy. He needs to send him the LG to death to come out. The driver and the LG get left on 6 HP.
No.
But MAXTER
battle will be ours.
kind of felt like it was just going to be a matter of time here. And he still hasn't actually got any rockets. He's using the LG to rail combo. And now just adding another one to the scoreline. 9-4 now in favour of MAXTER. This is going to be pretty much said and done here. Has a minute 10 to try and claw his way back. Good rail through the floor. He's also done a return rail through the floor once again. And he's done another one from VENGEUR. It's absolutely phenomenal. Some of the bits and pieces we've witnessed so far, and does have to peak it again. MAXTER's very, very weak, but just needs to waste as much time as possible now. He's only got that 5 frag deficit, but in the end though, that is going to be it. You can tell that they've got much given up here. This VENGEUR's probably realised that it's almost mathematically impossible now. But MAXTER, the way he brought that back and the rails he brought out along with it, honestly, just complementing his positioning was just ridiculous.
And VENGEUR also missing a lot of those. I know he's going to be a bit frustrated by his execution this day, not really being that far with his great decision making and the creativity he's bringing to the table. Because if he hits just a little bit more, he wins a lot in these fights. But I think what won this game was really the MAXTER speaker. He got so many kills with it, and he was a really big nuisance all around.
He certainly was. And MAXTER now up in the series in this best of 5, 2-1. And VENGEUR now will have to get back-to-back maps in maps 4 and 5. And looking at 48% rail from MAXTER, and for VENGEUR 39%. And yeah, the damage difference especially, 1,602 damage more by MAXTER. And it did feel that way sometimes.
Yeah, it was just a really big damage difference in the way of MAXTER. And that's because VENGEUR is missing a lot of the shots he was setting up for. He was playing really well. The station make that rail was absolutely fantastic by MAXTER. A lot of these shots that we're going to see are just fantastic. Even the beaker just doing a lot, and then these two also great lead rail by MAXTER.
And just one map could just be a montage from the entire tournament. Honestly, some of the stuff we were seeing MAXTER with that rail to drive by on VENGEUR when he was on the Mega. But then again, there's so many to count. Even VENGEUR's just showing a little bit of frustration here and there, which is understandable. There's probably one segment for like a couple of minutes where he just would not
even
let up. Even the mid-air rocket from that angle.
What?
Just crazy. There was one, so yeah, he was like,
And VENGEUR laughs at it even. He knows it was a great meter.
He's like, alright, I'll let you off that one. You know when it's good when you make your opponent laugh?
Yeah. And a lot of these, like, this should be an easy kill for VENGEUR, but he was not able. He was finally able to get it, but a lot of these kills should have been easier for VENGEUR, but his mechanical side is not agreeing with him today.
It really is, and he's had some moments of glory, moments of madness, and there's other times where he's kind of fallen short a little bit. But now, just around that halfway stage, that was map number 3. If you're just joining us here, this is the lower bracket match for top 4, as MAXTER now currently in the lead. It's best of 5, 2-1. So now going to head over to Ruins And we're going to see
Round begins in
if Wenger can take this map and
2.
potentially push us to a map number 5,
Y'all
or
are
if
killing
Max is going to close
fascists.
this series out
See,
and go
with
for the top 4.
now VENGEUR has the visor, which should help him set up more shots, but it's gonna come down to whether he hits them or not, because he has been setting up those shots. It's not been a problem with that, just actually hitting them. Let's see if he decides to push in through the DB. MAXTER seems ready for it. And there is first rail by MAXTER. Second rail by MAXTER as well. And third rail, unsurprisingly, by MAXTER. He should push this. He knows when the mag is gonna spawn, he's gonna push in right from 1 second force. Just perfect play by MAXTER.
A little bit of machine gun, mind you, but the LG's been whipped out here by MAXTER. Going to try and see if I can rotate back around, but VENGEUR was more than prepared to go back up the LG jump pad. And MAXTER just looking to see where else VENGEUR could be lurking, as he's now going back to pick up those hourglasses, ready for the dual wield. He does find them directly underneath, just assuming that he may go back through that passageway, but instead does have the mega. Items are segregated, which means MAXTER can just keep rotating these items as he sees fit and choose how and when he wants to approach VENGEUR.
Let's see if VENGEUR is able to eventually make use of that the visor ability, because right now it's MAXTER landing all of the shots.
Just feel like he's hitting everything. Mega's been up for a little bit now, but MAXTER was just curious to see if he can find what VENGEUR was up to and see if he's going to push, but VENGEUR now just chilling on the heavy jump pad. Use that rail and then just backs straight away. So VENGEUR's game plan right now does have the piercing sight to give him a little bit of a helping hand with that chip damage required in order to further help himself towards one of his items, or at least contest him in some way. And MAXTER just hanging on to that dual wield for that crucial engagement to extend his lead.
Surely VENGEUR drops for the heavy right now to try and defend it, but he doesn't. Okay, so he's gonna allow MAXTER to get this heavy for free. So he should do some damage after it, but he's gonna take position on the mega, that's fine as well. Not quite connecting just yet. He has position on the mega. Maybe he can delay. MAXTER's just gonna brute force his way to the mega. Maybe VENGEUR can delay it, or he can actually get it himself. This is like he's gonna be able to get it himself, and he forces MAXTER to waste the that's good. So what's happening? MAXTER though, he's hitting everything, and surely he's not gonna miss the shot. There he goes. Rocket, the shotgun combo, very nicely done. VENGEUR able to see the heavy on the board. Okay, that's VENGEUR's chance. Surely will die here unless he keeps hitting all of the machine gun.
A few interesting words from VENGEUR there. As 3-0 now in favour of MAXTER. But let's see how he's going to be able to bring this back in. Because he's got the piercing sight, he's going to give a bit of leeway.
I thought he was going to get the mega, but now he's taking so long for the mega that he will not be able to get the heavy. Did he miss the jump for the mega, or what happened? Thankfully for him, MAXTER does not feel comfortable enough with his stack to even steal the heavy, so he's just running away with absolutely nothing.
He's not going to attempt it, just try and get that 100 armor if he can. He just needs to buy in his time. Of course, he's not playing this defensively or reactionary because he's got the lead. He's doing it because he's waiting to get that default stack and then push on forward. Good rocket already coming out from MAXTER, just biding his time. Just playing sneaky just to see if he can get some chip here and there. Not just solely relying on the great display of rails he's shown this series.
By VENGEUR, Charlie's trying to get the kill. Here, Max. Oh, great prediction by VENGEUR, but again, he misses the shot. Eventually, he does get it, but he's so low right now. He's going to absolutely need this mega and to make his way over to the lower light quickly. But he knows MAXTER is right below. Suddenly it gets a little bit dangerous, but heavy is about to spawn.
Funny enough, VENGEUR was still shaking his head after that first frag.
Because he knew it
should have been guaranteed. Yeah.
Exactly, just like you said. Should have been a lot cleaner, and he knows he is not happy with how he's hitting. Finally hit hitting a shot. Let's see if he can get another one in. There's great trail by VENGEUR. And the
Lovely
third.
stuff
MAXTER.
coming out from VENGEUR. 3-4. Now need to get a little bit more done to try and tie this up.
This is great for him actually. MAXTER used his dual wield right there. He should take this out right. He should clean it for him right before the heavy as well. It takes a little bit of damage, but he's fine. Ties up the game, and he knows there is no dual wield from MAXTER. He's gonna get his ability up soon. Let's see if he gives him some more confidence. Rocket doesn't quite land. He avoids the shot by MAXTER, so he should be able to get this mega.
Oh, that drive bar was ridiculous. We got through the TP. That was giving a massive
damage. He should be able to get this kill now. Let's see. MAXTER very low. Yeah, MAXTER was actually double backing there.
He was.
That's the kill. There we go. Does not miss that shot. And now he should be able to get some damage to the sides. Okay, I'm not hitting. Never mind. I'm just gonna go back. I'm winning. I'm gonna go back, set up for the next item.
I like that from VENGEUR as well, but every time MAXTER spawns it, he decides to prioritize the rocket first instead, because obviously we know some players will just stand by the pillar for about 4 or 5 seconds until they assume that hopefully their opponents will still continue focusing on that spawn point. VENGEUR now is going to be in a bit of a rough place here, but it doesn't matter because VENGEUR's already been picked up. Good direct, good rockets coming up from VENGEUR, and it's completely turned it on its head here. He was down 3-0.
Oh no.
Now up 5-3, but he's hit the rail again, he's picked up the heavy. Kind of close, but
I thought it was dead there.
I honestly, yeah.
If MAXTER just pushes that with the dual wheel, VENGEUR just dies, but thankfully he managed to do some damage. It's gonna be mega shortly for MAXTER. Can VENGEUR do some damage? Just a little bit, just to keep the timing up. Now we will see a much more defensive VENGEUR shortly. Already trying to hold his shot point. I think he should have stayed there for a couple more seconds just to make sure he could get the heavy for free. And MAXTER trying to drop. VENGEUR misses yet another very easy rail, but he keeps the heavy for himself. This is not normal by VENGEUR, the amount of easy shots that he is missing.
He knows, he definitely knows. You can tell from some of his facial expressions that he should be hitting a lot of these. There's been a couple which has just been no excuse for some of those rails, but on the heavy jump pad now, just using that piercing sight,
nice.
Finds him straight away, of course, with the piercing sight. He was preparing to go around it.
Finally hitting
one
some.
more, and it looks like MAXTER isn't even going to bother. He's still got plenty of time left on the clock. Still got 2 minutes 35 seconds left remaining.
It's very important.
Just a matter of time.
It's very important that MAXTER just really chooses his opportunities. Using the dual wheel there would have been good, but VENGEUR actually reacted and turned around really quickly. MAXTER was not able to do much damage. VENGEUR pushing here for the mega, good dodge of the rockets. If he can avoid all the rocket damage, this is great for him. He doesn't even need to do any damage. He already won the heavy. He's going here to try and get the kill to win the game, but again he misses. And he's gonna give the heavy away to MAXTER unless he hits the shot.
The
and he misses
the rail straight
so
afterwards.
Going
now
wrong for VENGEUR.
HP again, just shaking his head, knowing that
he should have won the game
not be
there.
in this scenario. Exactly.
That was the game-winning move for VENGEUR, but he did not execute to save his life. What is happening with VENGEUR?
Yeah, very uncharacteristic from
now
VENGEUR, but
so
he
hard.
still has the lead though. He can still maintain this depending on how this is going to go. There's a minute 40 left remaining, but the problem, Duel also comes out in MAXTER, but he's backing away. And because of that means MAXTER now is going to be able to clean him up in the courtyard. Didn't take a huge amount of damage, which means he can continue engaging. Good rail there from VENGEUR, just to not just keep himself alive, but pile the pressure on a little bit. But then MAXTER returns the rail of his own. Luckily, he's not getting caught. Will he though? He dropped down his head. MAXTER misses the rail.
I'm so
the
scared
next one,
for VENGEUR.
and then he's going to try and go for
God.
it. Ties things up. A minute 10 left remaining on Ruins.
I can't believe it. VENGEUR had the game. His aim was just not cooperating with him, and now does he even have any confidence to come back into this game? It's still a tight game, but the morale is definitely all in favor of MAXTER.
And now he's got the heavy. It's going to make matters a little bit worse. I'll be interested to see how this engagement is going to go on the Mega.
VENGEUR already in position. Surely the Mega is going to go in his favor. Still 5 seconds to go. MAXTER, he's going to be having to take the ammo to get ready for the next kills, for the next fights. There's the Mega for VENGEUR. Heavy soon. And MAXTER, that's the rail that should grant him the... Oh my god, he keeps landing shots and VENGEUR unable to reply. Should be the game-winning frag from MAXTER right here. Can he land the shot? And it's the rail. And
Oh, he's so
He misses it,
weak.
okay.
That would have been the game-winning frag by miles. 15 seconds left now. It looks like it will be a sudden death. But look at the stack difference. Wenger now has piercing sight, so he can keep himself alive and try and assess the situation with that piercing sight when he gets the opportunity to use it. Mega is up, manages to take it away, but still hits the rail. We finally go to sudden death. Good defensive return rail coming up from Wenger to keep himself alive. Heavy's up in 7. The question is Master going to go for it? Looks like he will not, and he's going to give it for Heavy up as well. And now it means both players are going to be on almost equal stack.
Yeah, Wenger being given a second lifeline to this game. And now he actually has a chance to win this match. Mega coming up soon. Is he gonna push for this? It seems like he wants to, but okay, here's the dual wheel in his nose. Okay, you got this Mega for the dual wheel, but they're gonna fighting for the Heavy. Maxter gets position from the get-go, so Wenger just falls back Heavy in 5 seconds. Wenger surely not going to push, just going to try and do damage to the Heavy. Let's see if he can find an angle for it and actually hit the shot this time.
Maxter still hasn't got any rockets, but it's not like he's been needing the medicine anyway, so he does have 5 rockets, excuse me. So now he's pushing into that choke point. Wenger realises straight away he's going to be backing it right away. He's picked up the Mega. Heavy's up in 12.
He's backing off quite a lot though. Maxter knows that hey, he's giving me pretty much everything. He's a bit scared of fighting. That's a good creative rocket jump by Maxter. That's going to give him the Heavy. But Wenger is avoiding the damage at least. And now he's going to have that wall hike coming up soon. So maybe he can make a good play based on this. Maxter trying to push. Wenger knows exactly where he is. There's the dual wheel coming soon, and Maxter, wow, he doesn't know where Wenger is. He was expecting Wenger to be up top. But Maxter just decides, okay, we traded abilities. I get the Mega. I'm still the favorite here. I'm surprised Wenger isn't already on the Heavy. He's going to be giving it once again away to Maxter. He's giving a lot of items to Maxter. You can tell Wenger does not feel very comfortable in his fighting skills right now.
I feel like he doesn't want to go for any of these items. At least he's at a considerable advantage. That one rail is going to give him at least a little bit of a boost. And now that he's caught at this T-junction, it's going to make matters worse now for Maxter. So this should be the time for Wenger to make a start on coming back and potentially getting this next frag. Mega has been picked up, and Maxter, he's on the Heavy, but he's not being contested. Oh, finally he does drop down. It does hit the rail though, but you can see Maxter returned with a rail of his own. And you've got to remember, guys, Max is up 2-1 in this series. If Maxter wins this map, he'll be heading into the lower bracket semi-final, and Wenger will end up in the top 6. If Wenger wins, we'll be going to a map number 5 as we're heading to the 2.5 minute mark in this sudden death, as Maxter has picked up that Mega. Piercing sight has been used.
And Wenger does not have enough stack to hold his position, so he's just trying to run away. Gives Maxter yet another major item. Wenger, he still didn't pick up even the top light. He's playing on nothing, and now he's gonna be caught off guard in a wonderful rail by Maxter. Shortly trying to close the game up soon. He's gonna pick up the Mega, and he knows he can finish the game whenever he wants. This is a great trap by Maxter. Can he actually catch him? Goes back. He knows he has time still to pick up the Mega and then go back for the Heavy, so he can keep this going.
He's recovered his stack
Oh,
a little
he
bit
knows
as well.
where
He's
Wenger
going to catch him on the stairs. He misses to drive by Rubí. He managed to hit the one. He's going to drop straight on down. He's going to be taken down here. Takes the Heavy, but defensively the rockets, they're good. But will it be good enough? How is Wenger still alive? Finally, Maxter takes him down. Wins the series 3-1. Kind of close, but to be fair, Wenger, he did a lot of damage to Maxter around that Heavy area with the rockets, but of course with the stack difference it just wasn't going to happen, especially with that rail he hit from those courtyard stairs. Well played from Maxter, commiserations to Wenger. But what an incredible series. 28 items for Maxter, 22 for Wenger. My word, can't complain about how that series panned out.
Yeah, that was a great series, great tactical play by both players, a lot of creativity on both ends, and Maxter winning 3-1. And Wenger's got to be kicking himself because with the level that his decision making was at, the only thing really missing for him was his aim.
Yeah, it was literally it. Yeah.
And what are you gonna do in those situations when your brain is there but your aim does not wanna join the fight?
Yeah, it's not something we normally see, but pressure Maxter was displaying some of the rails. It's just, my goodness, very few people can hit rails like that, especially in a high pressure situation. MAXTER calm as a cucumber during a lot of those segments and a lot of those scenarios he placed himself in. But yeah, you're right though. VENGEUR did throw it away a little bit.
It was a great game by both MAXTER and VENGEUR. I think it could have gone either way. VENGEUR's aim was a little bit gone. I think we would have seen a different outcome, but especially on this last fight, MAXTER tried his best to get the kill. And VENGEUR, he almost got the kill as well. It was 100 health at the end of it, despite starting that fight with 200 or so more stack.
And there we have it. MAXTER taking that series, looking pretty damn hot at the moment now. Placing himself in that top 4, and we'll be seeing him in the lower bracket semi-finals. Won't only be seeing him in the lower bracket semi-finals, but we also got the interview with the man himself to see how he felt about that series.
Mad Max next to me. I mean, that was a pretty crazy series, and the last map went into sudden death. You had it on the wire, and then you just didn't decide to use the starting machine gun. What went on in your head there?
I think it was the time I got nervous. Like, I was double guessing on my mind. Like, I needed to switch to machine gun. I think I had a dual wheel at that time. Like, it was super predictable what I needed to do, and I didn't do it. But I think it was just the nervous. I mean, understanding who I'm playing against, someone that is super smart. I always say that it's always exciting to play against VENGEUR. It's unfortunate that every LAN tournament we have to play against each other. It's not like I don't enjoy defeating VENGEUR, like taking him out of the tournament. I think he's amazing, and he always deserves to be top 1, top 2. This time he was on my side. On the Foundry he won, at QuakeCon he won, so I mean, it's always an even matchup against VENGEUR.
Yeah, and I guess that's why it went to overtime, right? And now you're waiting in the lower bracket semi-final for the winner of next match. Who do you think this will going to be?
I think it's Saigi versus Seneku, right? Well, I've been talking with Saigi, and he looks pretty confident, and I think he defeated Seneku in the early matches. I don't remember if he was yesterday. Yeah, he was yesterday. So maybe it's on his side. Maybe just Seneku just got a bad day yesterday. Who knows? I think if Saigi made it to this day, anything can happen.
Yeah. Anyway, I wish you good luck for the rest of the tournament. Thank you for your time, MAXTER. Congratulations again. Pitching it back to Lethal and Ins on the desk.